Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Hey there, welcome to another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com. Whether you're driving on the street or the racetrack, performance starts with the suspension. And at Black Ops Autoworks here, Chad, you guys concentrate on the suspension. You know this is where people need to make the necessary adjustments. Why is suspension so important to the ride?
I think it's an area of the vehicle that's left for last when I think it should be done first. There's a lot left to be desired on a vehicle, 5,800 pounds. We do Jeep Durango mostly, and there's a lot of understeer, oversteer, body roll. There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made that the OEM suspension just doesn't allow you to make. This will allow you to make it. Not only are the arms thicker, heavier, there's energy suspension bushings in them. They're anodized, laser engraved, nickel-plated tabs, all super important to longevity of your suspension. Everything is rebuildable. All of the bushings are energy suspension. All of the sleeves are steel sleeves. The anodized is meant not to rust and make your stuff corrode and look crappy over a period of time. So, everything has a factor here, a form factor, function factor, and we try to get all of that into play with the suspension components. That way everybody can dial in their stuff, set it and forget it with a 1-year warranty. We use energy suspension bushings because in my opinion, I think they're the best in the industry. They have a little bit of give, but not too much give. They're not Durlin, which give no give. And we want to really transfer that power and weight ratios to the arms and not get sucked up in your bushings. I think that's a form factor that most people overlook. They either put a too soft of a bushing or too hard of a bushing, and energy is kind of like right there down the middle. They will give a little bit of give, but they will put all of that force and momentum into the strength of the arm, really, and that's where you're going to get your performance. The arm's not going to flex, so you're going to put all that momentum in a turn into the arm, and that's really where you want your momentum going, into the arms.
How do time and gravity affect a vehicle? Someone may say, well, I don't need this right out of the box, but things change as time goes on with your vehicle.
Yeah, for sure. So you have mileage on your tires, mileage on your shocks, mileage on the vehicle itself and other components. Most of these components, when you get them, your truck's all sitting good. Even from the factory on a vehicle, most Mopars, their camber's out one side to the other. You'll have a 1.8 and a 2.1 negative on the other side. They don't even match from the factory, primarily because your battery's on one side, you have fuel on one side, and it's leaning. And the factories, I don't think, have the ability to adjust it. So that's something that doesn't happen on a stock vehicle. There's no ability to adjust it. We're going better performance by changing all of that. We're getting your camber straight. You can now match your left side with your right side. If you want negative two degrees, you can dial it in with the arms. You could say, I want 2 degrees in the front, I want 2.1 out back, or 1.8 out back. Track guys like more camber out front than the rear, we're now able to do that. We can control what we want to do.
How easy are these arms to adjust?
Super easy. It's a tab system. Change them out, swap them back, go to the track, change them, you're done.
So just like in Formula One, you're not worried about counting threads.
Nothing.
Just put those tabs in and out.
Super easy to adjust.
That's perfect. Now, let's talk about the construction here of the arms themselves. You addressed the bushings. What about your suspension pieces? How are they built and with what?
They're all made in the USA, all solid aluminum versus foreign aluminum that's very porous. They're FEA tested, so they're failed in computer software before they ever hit the street. We test them for a year on a vehicle before we even release them. Everything here was tested for a year on a vehicle, heavily beat before we even released it. We want to find the issues and not leave it to the customer.
Tested in the laboratory, tested in the world's largest laboratory in the world. We're out driving with
we know what force it takes to break an arm, and it'll never happen on the street.
Fantastic. And it's not just suspension. These guys also have some great looking carbon fiber pieces for the daily driver. And if you want to kick it up a notch to a higher end as well.
Yeah, we have the regular carbon, and then we have a black label carbon, mostly for exotics. McLarens, Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. Totally different carbon than the Jeep stuff and Durango stuff and Mopar stuff. But yeah, we offer both.
Whether you're talking carbon fiber, a whole list of performance products, especially suspension, BlackOpsAutoworks.com is the place to go. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com in just a few.